Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. In the last part, we did the third part of the Heavensward Hildebrand storyline. Gigi. And now, the proud and the pointy-eyed. We need to speak, Arya. I've been scouring the archives for any information regarding temporal magic since we last spoke, and the results have been rather troubling to say the least. As you may or may not be aware, ancient Alec is portrayed in the Enchiridion as a cautionary tale. Great empire brought low by its vanity and hubris. However, there are certain acrophil texts in which the Allegans are cast in a more sympathetic light, if not outright exalted. 'Twas in these texts I found references to temporal magics once wielded by Allegan mages. Said magic could be used to halt or even reverse the temporal state of a given object. If these accounts are to be believed, and Gigi's abilities in these magics are one and the same, then it may well be possible for him to turn back the hands of time for the Grand Stairs, much as he restored the Duke's priceless vase. That being said, there is no telling how this will work with regards to a living being, considering, if you will, that the vase was filled with water when shattered. Even if the vessel was restored, what would become of its former contents? Would it be filled with water as before, the very same every drop returned, or would it be different water? Or would the water, once spilled, be forever lost? I speak of the soul, my friend, for even if one could use these magics to restore the dead to life, would they be as they were before with all the same thoughts and memories and feelings? The Grand Stairs are convinced that they can regain their lost youth, and mayhap they can, but the dead who have entered into Halone's halls cannot return. They cannot! Yet Gigi has nevertheless resolved to try and resurrect Archmagus Quan. Speaking of which, according to some Charlian texts in the archives, Archmagus Quan was an accomplished scholar known for his study of ancient Allegan magics. Further evidence that Gigi's abilities are likely derived from ancient traditions, I suppose. But more importantly, I learned the location of the Archmagus' former residence. Mayhap we could find something of interest there, something which could help us to persuade Gigi to change his course. I don't mind to summon Inspector Hildebrand and make the journey there together. Would you be willing to join us? Excellent, then let's be about our business. I saw you! Heretic! I beg your pardon. Are you accusing me of being a heretic? Yes, Inspector Sir. I saw you sneak into the archives and seek out the forbidden tomes. Saw the mad light in your eyes as you partook in their forbidden knowledge. Oh, for the love of... I did all of that for my investigation! You admit your crimes. They did it secretly, without permission, in blatant contravention of our rules. Read the forbidden tomes. Then by virtue of the authority of Vesta being by the supreme sacred tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory doctrine... You stupid... ignorant. Are you all so desperate to keep your goddamn jaws that you go around accusing all the world and his wife of heresy? Is that what we've been reduced to? I'm sick and tired of looking for heretics in every bloody shadow, or trying to guess the secret sins of everyone I meet. Stupid and pointless, and we're better than that. Damn it. We're better than that. If you will not surrender yourself, then I have no choice but to inform my superiors. Well, that all came tumbling out, didn't it? Suppose there's no point in trying to convince myself that I have no personal investment in this matter, or that I still have a professional one. Somewhere along the way, I stopped looking for the guilty and started looking for the truth, perhaps, and the way to help those in need. But there's no place for people like me in that Inquisition, is there? It's only a matter of time before that stuttering fool comes back with an armed guard. Let's depart for Idleshire at once. We need to find the inspector. It would seem we arrived too late. Inspector Hildebrand's already gone off on his own to confront the Grandsires. They came back briefly to trade Jingly Shine for supplies and whatnot. You see, Nagabi's ear caught them trading tongue-flies to be killing dragons in the Forelands. When the inspector learned about it later, he said he had to go after them right away and back take Gigi to the other duty. Not as an inspector, but as a father. Bugger that! He's got no obligation to a bloody mammoth, especially one that chose to leave of its own free will. As I recall, I swear, I turned my back on my boy for one bleeding second and he loses his goddamn mind. I'm afraid he might try to do something reckless. So you think we should try to find him and offer hand-lending? I am rather more concerned about what will happen if the Grandsires attack, or worse, kill Ina Pracefolger's brood. But first things first, I suppose. Arya, will you so kind as assist Mistress Nashu and Julian in their search for the inspector? I'll pay a visit to Archmagus Quan's abandoned abode in the meantime. Oh, and before you think to refuse, know that you need not fear for my safety. Let's just say that our singular experiences together have inured me to the harsh realities of, well, reality. Huh. Could it be this grimy little shite's finally found his spine? Let's start by heading to Tailfeather. I reckon the inspector probably went there first to ask after the Grandsires. So if we did the same, we're sure to catch up with him eventually. Okay. Right then, I say we split up and make inquiries separately. If you learn anything about the inspector or the Grandsires or Gigi, come and tell me. But I just came from there. Why weren't you, like, in there? Okay, fine. These guardians with the mammoth, they were here, proclaiming to all and sundry that they were going to slay the greatest dragon of them all. The gods only know if the naive fools were serious. Three dragon slayers in the mammoth, eh? I'd call you a mummer if I hadn't seen them come through earlier, boasting about how they were off to kill the biggest one yet. Oh, those daft saws. They were for Annex Trine. Not quite sure what their intentions were, but they were awfully confident. That much I recall. Oh, I see! So the Grandsires were headed for Annex Trine. And my dear boy wasn't far behind them either. What are we waiting for? Let's go, let's go! Poor unfortunate soul who bears a striking resemblance to Orland is quite firmly embedded in the earth. See, look at that! The inspector sure gave him what for. That may be, but where'd the other two get to? Not to mention the mammoth. Why don't we pull them out and ask? Though, having said that, it looks easier said than done. Oh, how silly of me! I'm sure you've got more than enough strength to yank him free. Right, Arya? Well, I'll be. He's wearing some sort of magic mask. What makes him look just like the inspector? Just like the man of 1,000 faces back in Old Ah. No, that's Hildebrand, alright. There's no fool in a mother's eyes. I'll say, what trouble has my beloved son gotten himself into this time? Why, hello there, Lord Gobbert, Inspector Sir. How did you two end up traveling together? Well, unfortunately, you might say. I was too far from Tailfeather when the night began to fall. Fortunately, Lord Gobbert chanced to find me wandering in the wilderness. Lord Edmund have told me all about this recent trouble with the Grand Stairs, as well as Hildy's investigation. And a father cannot help but take an interest in his son's affairs, can he? As for me, I was eager to share with you my latest findings, namely Archmagus Quan's research notes. I haven't slept like that since I was buried in the lake yard. Well, I must confess no small measure of embarrassment to be found in such a state, having been so unceremoniously disposed of by the Grand Stairs. The ignominy notwithstanding, I am most grateful for your succor, and pleasantly surprised to be reunited with you all. That's what have happened if you waited for us instead of... Wait, why in the hell are you still wearing that rubbish? The impenetrable disguise is essential when consorting with the criminal elements. It's what the Grand Stairs have grown more perceptive in their newfound youth. Wait, do you mean they've already regained their youth? What about Gigi? Did you see him? Was he behaving strangely? Now I mention it, his warm, soulful eyes were rather more pointy than I remember. By the Fury, not pointy! According to Archmagus Quan's notes, that's a sign of Gigi using too much magic. If he carries on like this, his ether will be expanded and he'll end up not more than an empty husk. This is terrible news! Must catch up to the Grand Stairs at once. Do you know where they were headed? All I heard from was that they were keen to slay dragons. They were bound for the training mist, a place called Zenith, to kill a great worm named Nidhogg. Really? That all happened, huh? Aha! I'm at the other one! Hreisfelger! Hreisfelger? Fury take me, what could they possibly hope to achieve? If I could turn back time, if I could get a copyright strike. Wait, I think I lost the tune. Sorry. I, Hildebrand, agent of Inquiry Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby ask you all to aid me in rescuing my son and putting a stop to the Grand Stairs machinations. You know, there's really no need for all that. We came because we wanted to help. I, Nashvu, faithful assistant, maker of explosives extraordinaire, do hereby present to you this fresh change of clothing. Capital! I know I can count on you, Nashvu. I shall change en route. Come, my friends, to Zenith and to Gigi. Make ready, my friends. The final battle for the Grand Stairs is at hand. Let's see, my moons were more serious than I thought. I fear I'm in no condition to confront our foes. There's but one thing that could restore me to my former indomitable self. Don't you worry, I've got some salamander oil right here. Shall Mummy give her baby boy a massage? Oh, my dearest Mummy. Mother dearest, I would not impose upon you. Not when my ever-loyal associate Arya stands ready to minister to my muscles. Don't tell me you're embarrassed. Let Mummy take care of little Hildy's hurts. My dear wife, I know you mean well, but let Arya handle it. I can personally testify to the healing talents of her strong yet tender fingers. Yeah, that's the way of it. I'm counting on you, Arya. Let's brook no further delay. Come, my friend, coat my body in oil as you've done many a time before. Why do you hesitate? Have we not done this time and time again? Oil me up, woman. Oh, how it soothes my aches and pains. Quickly now, knead it into my flesh. Knead as you have never kneaded before. Such furious kneading. I applaud your enthusiasm, but mayhap I urge you to excessive force. Nay, you are in the right. Already the gentle warmth begins to spread throughout my body. The fires of righteousness burn anew in my breast. Hold, my son. Though your passion is renewed, you may yet be spurred to greater feats of Mandervillian strength. Derived from the purest essence of salamanders, the ancient legacy of House Manderville. Salamanderville! To you, my beloved son, now become a proud father, I bequeath this most sacred of oils. Salamanderville? Could it be that the legends were true? Your muscles shall shine with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. No mortal man will have the power to do you harm. Verily it is so. For by its grace did I once weather the slings and arrows of a bandit horde and bring my hammer of justice to bear upon their wicked heads. Time has come, Arya. Take this oil and help Hildy become the Manderville man he was meant to be. Salamanderville. How it flows into every nook and cranny. Quickly now, lay your hands upon me. Massage me with all your might. Yes! As the spirit can feel it building and rising. Such passion, such fervor. I am the inferno unbound, the tempest unleashed. I have not yet begun to pose. With feeling. I am a Manderville man. That Salamanderville is my word. I have never felt so alive. Such vibrant colors, such intense sounds, such fragrant smells. Mother, father, Arya, with your oils and your strong yet tender fingers, which open my eyes to the glory of creation. I am a gentleman inspector reborn. Onward to zenith. No matter the laws of nature they pervert or the limits they break, the Grandsires can do not to stop me. Grandsires, I have come for my son. 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 Grandsires, I Must we do this now? We have a dragon to slay. There is no need for any of this. The war is over. But not for long. The worm's death will give rise to a new era of fire and blood. And we, having consumed his eyes, will use our new powers to win untold glory on the battlefield. Our legends will echo in eternity. He would doom countless innocents for glory. No, I won't allow it over my dead body. Far be it from us to deny you then. This is the end of you. For you, end of you. The ultimate end. Have faith, my love. He is our son. Gigi, my beautiful boy, pray do not look on me with such pointy eyes. Let Papa Hildy take you home to our gazebo. Stop calling me that. My name is Vivi. Vivi. I remember everything. My powers, my purpose, my grandpapa Quan. I made them young again, but it's not enough. I need more. More. I need the worm's eyes. And then I can finally bring him back. I'm sorry, Gigi, but no, you cannot. Grandpapa Quan is gone. He's right, Gigi. Mayhap he could restore his corporeal form and breathe life into it. But his soul, what made him your grandpapa, is forever beyond your reach. That's not true. I can restore anything to its ideal form, the way it should be. Even Grandpapa Quan. Even you, Papa Hildy. Please, Gigi, you have to stop. If you keep using your power, you'll die. I don't understand. Your clothes are still dirty and tattered. as they should be, Gigi, for every waking moment is as the gods intended. Every day I live life to the fullest. Every day I enjoy grand adventures. I found your grandpapa's research notes. What he gave you wasn't the power to make things the way they were. He gave you the power to change the world, to make things the way you yourself believe they should be. That's why your magics have no effect on the inspector, because you know in your heart that this battered and bruised form of his is, in its own way, right. My thoughts exactly, Inquisitor, sir. And it is for the self-same reason that you were unable to make Grandmaster Quan younger. In your heart, you knew that there was naught that needed to be changed. Your beloved grandpapa was exactly as he should be. Your every day was to be trusted and treasured and worthy of celebration. Then what about the Grandsires? Was I able to make them young again? All you truly knew of them were the stories they told. Wondrous tales of daring do by heroes in the prime of their lives. It's no wonder you were able to envision them as such. That's all they ever talked about when they were young and free and full of fire. At first, Archmagus Quan didn't understand the true nature of your abilities. He struggled to deduce why you could not make him younger as you originally intended. Even he realized that your fond memories of him were preventing you from conceiving of him as anything but an elderly creator, and that the only way to achieve his goal would be to take them from you. But you were all he had left in the world, no longer a mere mammoth, but a friend, family, his only family, his grandson. He couldn't bear to lose you, so he renounced his quest for immortality. But I still lost my memories in the end. He was afraid of leaving you all alone in the world, afraid that others would attempt to take advantage of you and your magics. So before he died, he decided to take your memories from you after all, to protect you. But despite his best efforts, something remained. Something stronger and more powerful and more resilient than anything Archmagus Quan ever dared dream. You were never broken, Gigi. You were never abandoned. All he wanted was to set you free. Free? Free? To do what? Whatever you like, Gigi, don't you see? That was his final gift to you. A new life. A new story all your own. This has all been very, very touching, but we're not getting any younger. Well, you aren't, at any rate. We have suffered your meddling long enough. I had intended to use this trap to kill the worm, but since you were so perfectly positioned... I am Vivi, grandson of Archmagus Quan and Gigi, son of Hildebrand, Heliodor, Maximilian Vanderbilt, and this is my story! like it never happened. With the last of his strength, he turned back the hands of time. Not just for the pillars, but for us all. He made us all as we once were, as we were meant to be. After all that gallivanting about I get bugger all, what about my misspent youth? I was not meant to be this bloody old. Ha 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 ha! Such a fun day. Never have a squad with such perfect form. I may have, well, I've reached my physical peak. Huh, what rot. At your age, you daft sod, you look foolish. You should be grateful. Gigi saw what you had become and gave you a second chance. That was our second chance to relive our glory days. It was all rather silly though, wasn't it? Maybe Quan had the right of it. Maybe it's not so bad growing old. I was a coward when I was young, but now that I'm old, I'm not afraid to say things like, I love you, Doris. You're a blind bloody fool, Gonspart. Say, am I dead again? Quite alive, Inspector, along with everyone else thanks to Gigi. The Grand Stairs are also in their custody. Ha ha ha! That's my boy! Where's the little tykey anyway? Gigi embarked on a grand new adventure. He's no longer with us. I see. That's what he wanted then. Then I could not be happier for him. I'm sure Archmage Quan would feel the same way. What do we do now, Inspector? Is it not obvious, Nashu? The wide, wide world beckons to us. With the promise of mystery and wonder, we shall resume our never-ending quest for cases perplexing and profound. Perhaps one day, we shall meet young Gigi again. I hate to admit it, but this whole mess got me thinking that maybe it won't be so bad if I really did have a grandson. You did right by Gigi, Hildy. Your father and I can see that. We're proud of the man you've become. And I am proud of you too, Mother, for finally coming to terms with the ephemeral nature of physical beauty and allowing yourself to age gracefully. Gracefully, was it? fear we may have had a failure to communicate! There he goes again! Wait for me, Inspector! Wait! Hark! What's that curious light I spy in the far eastern skies? And this so familiar scent which fills my nostrils. What do I smell? Caves? I missed the line, I'm sorry. Worry not for me, my friends. Forever the wrong want for succor. Hildebrand shall be there until we meet again. I'm sorry, I missed it. I say, you do know that so long as the core remains intact, little Gigi is not actually dead? That's right. So dry your tears, boy. There's no need for all this moping about. He's fallen into a dormant state because he used up all its ether. His core will gradually recharge as it draws upon the ambient ether, and in time, he will awaken from his torpor. I shall tend to the child for now. As for these three, I should be glad to take them back to Ishgard in your stead. A most generous offer, my lord, but hardly necessary. After all, 'tis my duty to bring them to justice. Oh yes, it was my duty. After everything I said to that young inquisitor, I can't go back to Ishgard. They'll toss me in a jail and throw away the key if they don't kill me outright. So go to Idleshire and live in Hildy's gazebo. Someone ought to look after it while he's away, no? Huh. Doesn't sound all that bad, actually. Feel glad am I to accept your offer. I suppose there's nothing for it but to wait until he comes back down. It was the most graceful strike, my love. You haven't lost your touch. I suppose there's nothing for it but to leave the ground stairs to Lord Godbert and for me to see to Inspector Hildebrand's gazebo. I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. If you find yourself in Idleshire, come and see me. There are a few arrangements that I need to make, but I can't imagine it'll take that long for me to settle in. Thank you, my friend. Until we meet again. Looking back on the course I've run, it's not hard to think of the man I was and feel ashamed. Before I took on this case, I'd only left the capital a handful of times. The rubbish I believed, the facts I considered unassailable. Fury take me, what a fool I was. If I hadn't met you and the inspector and Gigi, I would have never realized how much I had come to hate my job. Nor would I have discovered how much more satisfying it is to seek out the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. One might say that getting labeled a heretic and having to flee Ishgard is the best thing that could have happened to me. After all, now I'm free to start a new life here in Idleshire as a consulting inspector. Ah, but enough of that. There's someone I would like you to meet. Lord Gobert made some modifications, as you can see. His smaller size should allow him to absorb ether more effectively over time. We thought that if he were to travel with you and share in your grand adventures, that maybe it would hasten his reawakening. Thank you, my friend. I do hope our paths cross again someday. May the Fury bless you and keep you. Hildebrand will return? And we obtain Gigi, which is, yes, a minion. So let's go ahead and Gigi! You can now summon Gigi minion. So that does officially do it for the Hildebrand storyline, Heavensward, and there's a goblin trying to prevent us from going in literature. So, we are seriously almost done. However, there's something I've been putting off since, well, a long time. Let's go take care of it. Next time! Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoy it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps to keep being content like this and more. You can find the links for that in the description. A lot of links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye-bye!